All right, hello YouTube, Muckluck here, and today I tested the Shortbow Scrapper. Oh my gosh, the Shortbow Healer Scrapper. For those that don't know, the engineer Shortbow is meant to be a support weapon, which means it is competing against the old support weapons, which were Mace and Shield, which you can see here. So the engineer has got to do better, the Shortbow has to do better than those to be viable. Now, let's talk about what does the Shortbow bring to the table, okay? The Shortbow, in its kit, the one, pew pew and some bone, whatever. The two gives some barrier and some might on a fairly short cooldown, and it's a blast finisher. The 3 is some healing and some condition cleanse that pulses, and it's a darkness field. Also, it makes a blue aura that can cover red circles so that it gets your teammates killed. Similar to the untamed green snot cloud, it will cover things that they need to see and help murder your allies. The 4 key is protection uptime and 1 Aegis. The Scrapper did not have access to Aegis, so they have 1 Aegis with that. And the 5 is ACC in a weird line thing. Also, again, that's a blast finisher, dark field, fire field, blast finisher. Whichever order you do them in, like if you do one of them, the next one you do will chain it. So like this does prot, but then if you fire another arrow where that one was, there's more prot. So for example, if I do 4, you know, there's prot, 5, there's more prot, 2, there's might, 3, there's more might, okay? So whatever order you do them in can affect the buffs you get. All right, so really quickly, I have got the console is giving me alacrity to pretend that I am grouped with someone giving me alacrity. This is a normal golem. It is in an extreme damage field. I am going to run in here. I'm going to use Infusion Bomb, a Blast Gyro on top of it, so it becomes a combo. 4 and 5, and 2 and 3, and I'm going to use my self-heal, which also helps give prot. And look, if you look at this, boons. Looks great, right? Looks really nice, very nice. I can even use the elixir gun here and the mortar kit to throw down some more healing fields. We can do 2, 3 again, because that's almost up. We can do Infusion Bomb into Blast Gyro again, because that's almost up. And then we can use 4 and 5, and we're doing okay. We are doing okay in the boon department. You can see that here, but there are some problems. Let's talk about it. All right, so we're gonna remove the golem, so I'll leave the combat. What are the issues with this? Okay, so first off, those boons, where are they coming from? The Shortbow gives might. Neither heal Scrapper nor heal Mech had problems with might. Scrapper gets mountains of might from Blast Gyro. Mech gets it from the Mech. There's not been a problem with either of those. This makes it slightly easier, but not so easy that I felt like I could take Blast Gyro off the bar. I tried taking Blast Gyro off the bar, and it felt worse for a couple of reasons. This build does not provide Fury. We are getting our Fury by running Relic of the Midnight King with this, which with a 1-second internal cooldown, when you do a CC on something, you give your group some might and some Fury. Now, without Blast Gyro, so let's say I took this off to see if I'm getting enough might from Relic of the Midnight King plus the new Shortbow to justify taking this off the bar. Without that on the bar, we only got 1 CC, which is Shortbow 5. So I was like, all right, well, so I'm only proccing the Fury 1 time, which is 9-second duration, every 25 seconds. That's without alacrity factored in. So it wasn't enough. So Blast Gyro went back on the bar. So with Blast Gyro on the bar, as long as I don't trigger Shortbow 5 and the Blast Gyro at the same time, because this has a 1-second internal cooldown, I do like that one and then that one, or vice versa, but not at the same time. They will trigger this twice, and you've basically got Fury covered, okay? So that's the Fury. It doesn't feel that bad. You're getting it from a relic, but you are burning your CC when you don't need it, so you do not have it when you need it. You are getting prot. Okay, prot feels awful on this, and I'll tell you why. You get some prot from this arrow, which is also your source of Aegis. So if you're using that arrow to help keep your prot up, you do not have Aegis on demand, which is the whole point of Aegis. You get some prot from your self-heal. We're back to this crap, all right? So I have to burn my self-heal to provide an essential boon if I choose to get the prot that way. You can get some prot from shield skills via this trait. We are not using the shield with the Shortbow, so we cannot use that trait. And you get some prot by burning your res ability. So pick 2. Do you want to waste your Aegis or your self-heal, which is also a big AoE heal, or your ability to revive people for the next 20 seconds. Sacrifice 2 of those, and you're keeping prot up on your team. It's possible that my math has been slightly off. I've been playing this for about 3 hours now, but if anyone would like to correct me, I welcome it. That's how it seems. Compare that to Heal Herald, which hits 1 button every 30 seconds to provide prot to their team, or Heal Scourge that hits 1 button every 20 seconds to provide prot to their team. This feels awful. Feels absolutely awful to have to sacrifice those things. So like if I know it would be good to have Aegis available soon to block a big hit, I could sacrifice my revive and heal to then cover prot for a short time to let this come off cooldown to then use that to be able to block a thing. It was just like juggling what tools I had and what tools I didn't felt really, really lame. So that was pretty rough. Again, the bow stuff, it felt rotational. I would have to do like 4-5-2-3. 4-5-2-3. And that would basically do prot, extend prot, and this is also a fire field. 2 would blast the fire field and start a might chain. 3 would finish the might chain, okay? So that makes a fire field. It does 2 blast finishers for might, and then the 2 and the 3 extend it, and it also extends the prot. 4-5-2-3 felt like the best thing to me. There could be better, but that's what felt like the best to play. So I was trying that out, all right? As far as the other stuff, a scrapper has to jump through a lot of hoops to provide quickness to their party. Again, compare that to Heal Herald. The Herald can literally go AFK and still provide quickness for like another 45 seconds. You have to, for those who have never played Scrapper, you have to do a blast or leap finisher to provide quickness. As an example, there's a combo, there's quickness for a few seconds, okay? That is it. 5, well, I'm almost boon capped. I don't have a food buff, or the proper food buff right now. So this would be like 6 seconds. But you'd get 6 seconds of quickness per combo. And you know what? I honestly am not opposed to classes using combos to provide their buffs. The combo system's fine. A lot of people don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not against that. What I am against is one class having to do crazy hoops to get their boons out, while others just pulse them and can actually play the game. So I don't like that. Now, we are also, so we're burning this off cooldown. We're burning our CC off cooldown in order to do blast finishers. So often I did not have a CC available when it was time to CC. So this felt like, the other day I said, man, Tempest feels like it's got really bad CC. This is somehow worse because it's always on cooldown as part of the rotation. 2 is often on cooldown, but that's fine. It's providing might, it's doing some barrier. 3 is often on cooldown. And at first I did not like that because it's condition cleanse. And it's a healing, which means you don't have them on demand. However, because the engineer, if I need a condition cleanse, I can use Medkit 3, I can use Elixir Gun 3, I can use Elixir Gun 5. You've got other options for healing, and you have other options for cleansing. So that's fine. Burning the Shortbow 3 in order to just chain an arrow, for example, in order to like chain the 2 or to chain the 4, it wasn't the worst because you had other things that did the same job. It's not like you only had one cleansing skill and you're having to waste it, This was, you're having to use one of your 3 or 4 cleansing skills, so it's not that bad. So, but that is how it is. So you're encouraged to burn all your Shortbow skills to do the chaining effects, even when you don't need them for their actual things. You're encouraged to burn your res, you're encouraged to burn your self-heal, which is also your biggest AoE heal because of Medical Dispersion Field. And yeah, so that's what it is. Additionally, without the mace, I mentioned that the mace provides regeneration and vigor to group, but the Shortbow does not. So what about those boons? Well, in a Scrapper that's using Elixir Gun, which any good healer will be using Elixir Gun, will get Healing Mist on their tool belt. If they are using that off cooldown and they're also using Medkit 5 when it is available, you will have regeneration covered for everyone. That's totally fine. Vigor, you'll get some Vigor uptime from Infusion Bomb, but it'll go from like 100% down to like 50. With Mace, it was 100% Vigor uptime. With this, it's like 50. Swiftness is the same. Swiftness is very low uptime on Heal Scrapper. However, you do have the ability to give your party super speed, which is pretty awesome. All right, there's very few other classes that can do that. It is pretty awesome being able to give your party super speed. So how did it feel to play it? I mean, I would basically run into a fight. I would burn, I'd go into Medkit, I'd burn Infusion Bomb, I'd burn Blast Gyro, I would burn basically all the arrow skills in a certain sequence. I would burn Healing Mist just to be able to give my group regen. I would often, I chose to burn Bandage Self and Essence of Liquid Wrath in order to keep keep prot up because I wanted to keep the function gyro for saving people's lives. I like green numbers. I like saving people when I can, and having the function gyro available to save folks was, you know, very nice. I would rather have that not be available than the other thing. The first run I did in Harriers, and there was a moment where someone clipped me with a red circle and I popped like a balloon. So I changed to Minstrel's Armor because this build does less than 1k DPS. It does less than 1k. Oh, and let's talk about stability. You do not have to bring Bulwark Gyro, but it was really cozy. It is another button that can give you a lot of barrier. Remember, this is an extreme damage field. Gives you a lot, gives your whole team a lot of barrier when you use this key. And it comes with the Tool Belt Skill Defense Field, which is a projectile block and stability on demand. So, and a relatively short cooldown, 25 seconds before Alacrity. So you could use this to block all of Dagda's bullets, block the ad's bullets on Bone Skinner, to give your team stability when they're about to get knocked down or something. You only have one way of giving your group stability with this class. However, it does give 3 stacks, and it has a very short cooldown for most stability skills. But yeah, you're pumping out quite a bit of barrier. You got some barrier from the Shortbow, some barrier from the Bulwark Gyro. You can go into Medkit to do more healing. You've got a big heal button in Elixir. You got a heal button in Mortar Kit. You can go into the traits, and I don't think I actually showed these at any point. These are the traits I was using. There is some leeway here. You can move things around. If you wanted to rearrange where you're getting your might, you could use HGH. I preferred Purity of Purpose. I was also using Combat Cure. You could use Backpack Regenerator if you wanted it. It's kind of like tomato. But this is the build I was using, and there is a few things that you can change there. But yeah, this class, almost no CC on demand, almost no damage, which isn't the worst, but it is a thing. And it constantly is burning its tools to be able to do its job where other classes do not have to. And that's it. That's kind of how it feels. That's kind of how it feels. Now, some of those problems are just with Scrapper and not with Scrapper Shortbow. Some of those issues will also be relevant with Scrapper Mace Shield. However, Scrapper Mace Shield is pretty much everything Shortbow does, but with 2 more boons. So that's nice. I will say, to just give it something positive, the Shortbow does more healing output than Mace Shield. Mace Shield, after providing those boons, does no just instant healing. It does a little bit of barrier on the Mace 2, but the Shortbow 2 does more barrier, and the Shortbow 3 has the healing chain. So if you do 3 and then something else, it'll do a bunch of healing. So that, honestly, I healed Bone Skinner on this, and I was very sturdy because I put on Minstrel's gear, which is super tanky. After I got popped by that one person, I was like, I'm not having this again. I'm not doing any damage. There's no point in me having, you know, the power from Harriers, I feel like, so I just went to tanky gear. So I was fine, but I also, except for people that, you know, didn't step out of the puddles, it felt very easy to heal them. I always had a tool to heal. Like, there was never a moment like, oh gosh, I burned my big heal skill. I got nothing for 5 seconds. That feeling never happened on this character because it was like, here's barrier, here's healing, here's more healing, here's more barrier, here's more healing, here's more healing, here's more healing, here's more healing. Let me block all the bullets from the ass. Here's more healing. 1 second, here's more healing. Every one of those is a sizable heal or barrier. And between Medkit, your Shortbow, your Elixir Gun, and your Mortar Kit, you have a lot of options there. But when people are moving around and you've got these circles of let me keep you alive on the ground and they're having to move around, you know, maybe some mechanic made everybody split up or something, it feels really bad. It's very much I can perform decently well when everybody is still in one location. And that's basically it. But yeah, crap for CC, crap for damage if you care about that. Low uptime on Vigor, low uptime on Swiftness, and you have to pick your poison when it comes to prot. That's kind of how it feels right now. Yeah, so I mean, in conclusion, when it comes to heal Shortbow, don't or do. I mean, maybe I've heard it works okay in World v World. I'm just truly not a fan. It doesn't feel great. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts after. I was dreading this one, making myself play this for a few hours. We got through the strikes, you know, we healed through it. It was okay, but it was not enjoyable. It was a tangle of fingers on the keyboard. But yeah, if you got any questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, if there's anything that you think I missed when it comes to this, post it in the comments down below. I'll fight you there.